Live.
Live.
All right, we'll call to order the Deerfield Parks and Rec Commission meeting for June 6, 2017. Meeting minutes of May. Somebody make a motion?
I move to accept the May meeting minutes as written.
A second?
Second.
Any comments on them?
Question, do we have to fill in the highlighted areas on that?
Oh, yes.
On the minutes? It was regarding the non-public session where we voted on the scholarship. I didn't know if on the
When
minutes
you
had to
came out of the session,
Right,
yeah. There was some highlighting,
yeah. So does that need to be completed on here?
yes.
Are you saying after that information becomes public, or?
No, it's
No,
after,
it doesn't
after we came out.
Yeah, just how the vote went, which was,
Yeah, I didn't
I think we were all in the affirmative on our choices.
Who made the motion to come out?
Ernie probably did.
Ernie
To
didn't
come
get
out?
in.
I wasn't, I
You need
abstained
a
from the,
A
Oh,
motion
that's right.
to seal the
Abstained.
minutes,
Yeah,
and
voting.
then a motion on the
Second was
scholarship.
no, you weren't
I
here.
wasn't here.
Melissa.
Melissa?
Melissa
Yeah.
made the motion,
Oh, she's filling it in.
and I probably seconded it.
I think that was the same on the next one, too.
Yep.
We didn't announce who there were to.
No, yep. Yeah, we don't put that in the minutes.
Those don't come
The
in.
amount was 500 each,
But no names.
unnamed.
I think Ernie made the motion to adjourn, though.
yes.
Second by Amy, because she was here. No.
Melissa.
Melissa.
Okay.
All right, you good with those corrections?
Mhm.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Citizens' comments. Okay, commission roster update. Brian said he was gonna be here at 6, so maybe he'll show up. Brian, what was his name, Gerard?
Oh,
I hit it.
yeah,
Okay, well,
check that.
we did have an interest. Brian had contacted me, and I asked him to come to this meeting. So he's not here, so we'll keep going, but see what happens. There's still one other opening, right? If he's
Yes.
interested and
Yep.
accepts it, there's still one.
Brian, who? Who's coming?
Well, he's looking for that. I also
Oh.
had somebody express possible interest with me. He couldn't be here tonight, and in general, Tuesdays are a trickier night. So that was one of the things, too, that he expressed interest in, and something I would say that I would mention, or told him that I would bring up here, the possibility of this meeting ever moving to a different night. I mean, personally, I'd be pretty good with it. I find Tuesday probably a little bit overall busier than a Wednesday, but that's up to the
Yeah,
rest
I
of
mean, we
you.
don't have to stick to Tuesday. I think we
Mhm.
can, if people come on board and they're better off other nights, we can talk about it.
I'm flexible.
Yeah, I'd prefer Wednesday night anyhow, but
Okay.
we'll play by,
At least if, that way I can go to him and say, yeah, it's not out of the question or anything like that, or. yeah.
right.
Okay.
And the two positions are Brian Layton and Jack.
Yes.
Jack's correct, okay.
Okay, so you'll contact him and I'll
Mhm.
see if Brian comes or not. If not, I can contact him to see if he's still interested.
And then, just curious on the process of that, someone expresses interest, and then, is it something that the commission will get back to them on once they discuss it themselves, or how do you see that unfolding?
I was thinking, well, tonight, we could just explain what we do and what we would expect, and hope that they'd be able to contribute somehow on it with the events and stuff like that. And if they're still interested, then we do a nomination, go to the selectmen, and go through the process. So, I mean, I don't think we need to, it'd be nice to talk to them, see what they're like, and let them know what we do and see if they're still interested, so.
Right.
That's the thought. Okay, Hartford Brook update with the grant, the infamous grant.
Yes, well, again, I've been sending along all my correspondence with Bill Gagus at the Dread office, and the latest was, it was getting very close to June 1st, which was the most recent. You're probably looking at June 1st when we were hoping that we can get in April and so forth. So I think everybody got that. Again, he verified in the email that we are #1 in the state on the list in terms of pushing projects through, but that at the federal level, they're just swamped and doing their best to get through all of that. The other stuff that I'm noticing since we last spoke, in terms of the dugout project and all of that, we first talked to Jack Cummings, and he was willing to donate materials, the cost of the materials to create the dugouts. And then I talked with Jeff White, and Jack Hutchison did as well. And Jack's still staying involved in some of the work, by the way, on this. And Jeff White was willing to be involved in the actual construction of the dugouts. We also put out for concrete, Jeff Littlefield got that job, and he's essentially going to do it at cost. He's going to create the slabs for the dugouts. The first two, as soon as we get the okay again from the state, and the other ones at the other end of the field, we put together the whole plan for finishing the field and the best time to go across the field with machinery and things like that as well. So that's pretty much where we are with that. I would say that once we, and as soon as we get more work to get going, we do want to get together some type of comprehensive plan that includes everything that we need to do, the fencing, the interior of the buildings, signage, the holly raking, the hydro seeding, the irrigation, just kind of having a good plan, and the stuff that has to go out to bid in some cases, getting that going as well and everything. And a lot of that stuff was recommended more for the fall anyway, is the best time to do it in terms of the new seeding and all of that and everything. So we're okay time-wise, but we do need a definite plan so it's done right.
What did we end up on the size of those dugouts, do you remember?
Oh, it was the recommended, it was the same slab size as if Shea was going to do it. Was it 10 and? Yeah, in fact, I don't even have Jeff's actual submission on it, but we've spoken directly on the sizes.
Yeah, I can't remember what we had.
And the enclosed dugout we decided on as well.
Okay. All right. Good. Anybody got any questions on it or comments? Old Home Day.
Well, you may have seen the signs out front. Anybody notice the signs?
Yes. Nice sign.
Yeah, very big.
Looks
Yeah,
good.
so, what's great about those signs is that they just say the third Saturday in August, so the plan is to be able to take them down and reuse those. And those are the flip side of the 250. So we had all paint in-house, we had the
Really?
signs given to us by Jack and the 250 committee, and everything else was existing, and Deb Tranafel here did the bulk of the work of the actual painting of the signs, and they look better than professional, I think. They look really nice, and so that worked out really well. So that is the third Saturday in August, and other things with that, and I'm again looking back to last month's notes regarding Old Home Day. I had asked for permission, we received permission from the fairgrounds to use the fairgrounds, from the Fair Association to use the fairgrounds. And they also are donating $2,500 to the $4,000 cost of the fireworks. What I haven't done to date is gone to the selectmen to ask about any of the funds from the 250 with that as well. And maybe too, when we get sort of a better idea of where all our expenses are gonna be, the event will be the time to maybe do that. a little bit, but, and then I basically kind of created a list of events that we've either done or would like to do, or maybe spun off from the 250th, to see how many of these we can realistically tackle and where people might be invested in them, and so to see if we can slay it with as many of these events as we can possibly bring. So if I can indulge and just kind of go through my list a little bit and what I kind of know about each event and where we may need the most help on that. The road race kicks it off, and that's probably the one that we would definitely need help as far as heading it and leading it. I've already talked to Julie, I know you can't be around for that, so that would be something that if we're going to do, that somebody, you know, we definitely would need some people that have some experience with that. Maybe if nothing else, coordinate getting the timing clock back from, if that's still around.
No, I just actually talked to Eddie this week, because I was trying to get it for Catamounts race this Sunday at the fairgrounds, and he's no longer coaching the track group in Manchester, so he gave it up, and because he's spending his summer in Shreveport with grandson.
Great.
Yeah, so, yeah, he's no longer, no, so he had to give back the equipment. So, yeah, so no clock.
Well, let me ask you this about that event as well, as a road race enthusiast, so we have several here. Is it something that is so well covered now, both in town as well as whatever, that it's not a big deal if it's not part of Old Home Day, or is it something we definitely want to keep as part of Old Home Day?
I would say keep it, because, you know, clock or no, I always thought it was, people liked that it was kind of low-key. It's mostly locals and, you know, and their kids and whatnot, and there seemed to be some few rivalries here and there, friendly sort of things, but, I mean, I know in the past it's been very simple. You know, blue ribbons at the end and a sign-up sheet and,
Hard
and
part's giving out the popsicle sticks.
yeah, I mean, that's right, the popsicle sticks. You know, trying not to fumble with those, yeah. You know, it's part of a greater whole, I guess. I mean, I think a couple of dozen, 30 people is what you'd expect, and,
I think the year before the 250th, we had like 50 to 60. when it
Yeah,
was-
some years-
More than that.
some
Yeah.
years,
Yeah, that
We
year we had
promoted
six.
more. And
Yeah.
especially with all the runners we have, like, there's just more and more of these young kids that are just, I mean, today I saw in the rain, the two young girls, one of the Hopkins, Sophie and then Fran, running down the road. I was like, look at them.
Yeah, I think we've got a generation coming up.
Yeah, a lot of,
Yeah.
Well, there must be someplace else we could get a clock.
I can look into it. I'll ask Eddie if there's somewhere else, and maybe you can see what even the cost of getting one to have, because
Yeah.
the events that we.
Is there a situation where every other race, even in town now, leases that out to companies?
You mean the way they run it? you mean?
Yeah,
The one with
like,
the timer
it's
that-
a
Oh.
company
It's
running
expensive.
all of them that are at the school.
it is
and-
expensive. It's a,
Right.
That's
no,
an
and
industry.
The reason I say that is there, like, what are they doing for their timers? Is it because they're hiring companies, because there are fees associated with those races now, even the ones in town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tied into the registration fee and, yeah.
Yeah, and we used probably the least expensive person around for the 250th, and he's back again this Sunday. So,
And the Catamount?
I don't know.
and he does Catamount, yeah,
Yeah. There's another one they're doing at the fairgrounds this Sunday.
yeah.
Same thing.
Mary's dogs.
Mary's Rescue dog place.
So somebody comes in and runs it, or
Or a timing
Times
company?
it.
Times
Times
it.
it.
Everything
Yeah.
else is done, the course is all set up, they just pull in, time it, and.
Post the results.
And he does a great job without having electronic,
Tags.
tag on your bib or shoe. He just hits his, computer every time someone crosses, and it coincides with, number. It's just, yeah, he's pretty accurate.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's probably the most affordable. I think it's like $300, and then $1 per runner. But, even when you register, you don't get that extra fee in there. You just kind of build it in. Like if you want it to be $20, you just put online $22 or,
Mhm.
yeah. But for Old Home Day, I don't think we need
Traditionally, it's been free.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
And I
yeah.
don't think we get enough to justify spending money on a timing company
Mhm.
unless we really grew it.
Did we even have a timing company for the previous
No.
Old Home Day?
No,
Like, didn't Tracy do that?
I know, I've
I
done
was-
some. Nope.
I was,
Popsicle sticks and.
yeah.
No, it's always been Ed's.
We had the
time.
Yeah,
clock.
it was just, yeah, and
We had a clock.
we had a clock,
clock.
but we,
Yeah.
Ed's clock, right.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah.
we were just taking,
For a second, if you're writing down, you
Yeah.
getting their
Somebody,
names. Yeah, you had them come back over to the list of names with the popsicle stick, okay, number
Yeah.
8, you know, and
Right.
write down.
Remember your time.
yes,
You told them to remember.
yes,
the
they
time.
would just verbalize the time, remember it, and
Right.
Right.
there's gotta be somewhere we can get a clock from for a morning.
$165 on Amazon.
Is it?
Actually, I've got one that's this.
Actual clock?
Yeah.
The- With a stand or just, yeah?
Be here Thursday.
You hear
I
that?
mean, once we have that clock,
Yeah, we're done.
we could find some other uses for that too.
That's an excellent point.
That's not a bad price at all,
Yeah.
if that's what, if you think that's an adequate clock for that.
There's a dozen of them here. all
We've
in
made
that way.
worse investments than that.
No, that would be great.
Just a couple.
None that I can think of.
Yeah,
Not
don't
yet.
press me on what that was, but yeah, something.
I think that's a good idea to
Yeah,
look
good
into,
Yeah.
job, Katie.
because then you could use it, like the Catamount or other
Yeah.
events could use it too.
Right,
Mhm.
we're in town things,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
All right, well, it sounds like the enthusiasm for the event is definitely there.
Yeah.
And now it's just, again, everybody knowing that we just have to find, for all of these things, people to help with what we're doing, so.
If the
Yeah.
Mackenzies are around, they often, and I know you've done
Want
the
me to knock
race.
on their door?
Yeah,
That'd be great, and they also can bring, I mean, the runners, you could almost sort of tie that in, again, when you get organizations involved, if his running
Right.
group or whatever he's doing this, or the school wants to even be
Yeah.
involved and help running, or their families, or whatever, and they all come down and run
Yeah.
together, that'd be great. And it is nice that it's the last of the casual race in terms of the cost and the
Yeah.
process of signing
Yeah.
up and all the stuff that goes along with it, because there are so many now.
Mhm.
But it does make it unique.
They're
just so,
always-
and I don't know if it's something, I don't know, Katie, did you do, the
Dragonfly?
Dragonfly?
I did.
They changed the course, they didn't do our usual 5K, the Old Home Day, they went up the way we normally go, instead of turning right onto Meeting House Hill Road, they went through that intersection, so they went out like a mile and a half and looped back.
Just turned around, yeah.
And they didn't have to deal with anybody running on 107, they seem, I don't know, we could talk to some
Is
people
that
about it.
less hilly as well?
We get all the downhill, kind of, you get on
You
your way
get to
back.
107 turn around, you mean?
You don't go all the way up to 107, you just go out a mile and a half, so it's like about a mile to that
Just-
intersection, a little over a mile. So they'd probably go out another half mile, maybe, yeah, about another half mile past the
By McGarry's
intersection.
driveway.
Oh, you mean the four corners?
They go past the four corners, yeah, half mile past.
Go up the hill,
maybe.
come back?
Right.
Well, that's an important decision to make pretty quickly, because if we are gonna do this, I have to submit for permits and stuff and map out the course.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
whatever you think on that.
I'll, yeah, we can just clock it and see what it is and then
It
talk
makes
to the
sense to
people.
keep it off 107.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about,
Yeah,
I
that is a
mean-
concern. I mean, this seems traffic's
Time of
heavier.
year, yeah.
I might even be able to bag the permit if we keep it off 107. I
They
gotta
didn't have
find out
any
about that.
police detail.
They didn't
at
have
the
any- yeah.
intersection.
Okay.
I don't know if
Yeah,
For the
if it's
Dragonfly.
not on the state road, I'm not sure that I need the permit in that case, but.
Probably not. We could, always, it's nice to have the police. They could maybe be the turnaround point way up, at the other end.
I mean,
or
we could still
something.
get the local police and
Yeah.
stuff involved with a fire, but
Yeah.
as far as the permit goes.
I didn't know you needed one when you, oh.
You would have to have somebody at the end, wherever you stopped.
Yeah, we'd have a cone
Yeah.
and someone, yeah, have a volunteer up
Yeah,
there.
someone in there just to make sure they don't go beyond it.
Yep.
They could do that. Okay, that sounds, so we're gonna look into getting a clock,
Mhm.
and you guys are gonna check out how far it is, see if that's worth,
Sure.
right?
You, Katie, can you just send me your specs on that clock?
Sure.
hate to have you be disappointed if it wasn't the one you liked.
I've made many silly purchases on Amazon that have disappointed.
Just do your one click, be done with it.
Falls right over at the beginning of the race.
Maybe, could you ask Eddie
Oh.
what he has, so we have something I have no experience with?
With what?
Ask Eddie what clock he used.
Like
Okay.
if there's a brand
Comparable.
or.
Okay.
And I can look into it more too. It's just you just got that so quickly. I thought you had your eye on
Race
something.
clock. No,
Yeah,
I would-
Yeah,
Looks
race
great.
clock, you know, I'll look some up and I'll send them over to Ed and see what, yeah.
Mhm.
We're good in the road race, I think. So then, next couple of things we should be able to move through pretty quickly. The children's games and the frog jumping, yeah, we'll be good on that again. Again, we'll work out how we're gonna take care of that, but we generally take care of that. The barbecue, the chicken barbecue, we have procured the racks once again
Right.
from the
Same
winery.
person?
Yes, do you want that
I will
trip
do
again?
that.
All right, and
Leave my wife.
at the, what's that called again? Wagon,
Oh, if you hadn't
it's
said
a
it.
winery there, but
Yeah.
I forget the name of it. But we're in agreement for the racks.
Hill.
Yeah.
Flagkill, yep. And we are in agreement for a head chicken, the return of the head chicken man himself, Andy Robertson, to oversee the operation. And I'm sure I can find some chicken somewhere, so. The big thing with the chicken event is we should talk about what we want to do again with the whole sides, payment, all of that, and kind of have a good, strong plan in place for that. And a couple of things to think about regarding that is, as sad as it may be, we're really not supposed to have community members bring food that people can eat. And I know, again, it's too bad, that's what it is. I'm not saying we haven't done it and we can't do it and it's not gonna be done again throughout the town, or whatever, but just something to think about. There was an event recently, and I'm not suggesting anything like that's gonna happen, but somebody accidentally at one of these, did you remember that? It was just a few weeks ago.
Here in Deerfield?
No, I can't even
Oh,
remember
some-
where it was, but a bunch of people got killed, poisoned, and something to do with some ingredient, some, like a potluck kind of thing. But anyway,
Did you have to go right for the kill? Did you just do like a stomach bug?
just, yeah, I don't know, I didn't agree with them.
Jeez.
But, so if we just want to talk about figuring out the best way to do that, or what to do, or,
So you're saying we're not gonna do the,
I'm not saying we're not, I'm just saying that
what are
if I was to ask Primex, they would say, don't do it.
Right.
there's an event this Sunday that they're doing
I-
Yeah.
for
with
Paul
the
Yurgio,
yeah.
where, let Alphabet bring a salad, bring a,
How about a
Well-
waiver they sign when they go through the line?
In
Hold
April, you had the
harmless.
chili thing at the town hall.
right,
Mhm.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's,
Yep.
I think it still happens, it's just if something happens.
and-
we're vulnerable.
It's one of those things, if you don't ask anybody, you'd probably be okay forever.
yeah.
But if you ask somebody, in the case of
Yeah.
like Primex, because I basically sat at a Primex training where this came up and they said, no, you shouldn't do it, you really shouldn't do it, but. Because you are basically guaranteeing every single thing that comes from anybody, any way, any.
Right, yeah.
And, you'd like to think the best, and even it's accidental stuff too
Right.
that can happen, or allergies, or is there
Oh,
anything,
that's a
no,
good
there's
one.
nothing in there, you know,
Peanuts in
who
it.
knows?
Let's
But-
have everybody sign a disclaimer as they,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Pay your $5 and sign this.
You know, I'll play along with whatever you wanna do, but just,
I mean, the other choice, it gets expensive, because we'd have to provide it,
right.
Right.
so.
Yeah, unless, and it would still get expensive, but if you had a very formulated type of menu, piece of corn for everybody, a piece of cornbread, or whatever, probably that's
Right.
what we're done doing the corn,
Right.
but
Yeah.
a bunch of beans.
With a cornhole
Yeah,
and a corn dog.
and a bag of popcorn. Popcorn. Where'd you get all this corn? It's in season, just eat it and keep moving.
Yeah, but you can't, if you're providing chicken, that's,
That's good. What?
was to say how that was handled
Yeah,
and how it's
how it
prepared and
sat
cooked.
out.
I
Right,
mean,
but
it was
where-
a little raw one year when I went, but
Yeah, no,
I
but
mean,
where-
if you're doing that, you're already opening the door to exposure for what you're talking about.
No, the difference being that we're providing it.
The town.
The town is
So the
providing.
town is exposed to a problem, a lawsuit, or a.
Yeah, or
Could be.
some level of,
Trained professionals on the grill.
well, that,
I mean, I think your
Tired
risk
out.
is there anyway, I'm saying. I don't think you've lessened your risk.
The only
no,
way
you
it-
probably haven't lessened your risk, you've lessened your liability.
Yeah.
How?
Because they're gonna say that if you are taking responsibility as a town for this, and the town is providing as agents of the town, as opposed to whoever walks up off the
They have
street
more
and
control
puts
over
something
it,
down.
yeah. Right.
You know, and again, that's their interpretation of it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's think about that and see.
Okay. I could even come in on a Monday night and talk about it more as well, if you think that's helpful at all, or,
I think we can make a decision here and
okay.
we'll go with it.
And as I say, I'm open to whatever, and then figuring out pricing again, if we did that, and how we're gonna do all that.
Yeah. What did we do 2 years ago? We charged, well, we
$5.
tried, we
Yeah.
recommended.
Well, we flat out tried to charge $5, but then we had, I think, seniors and children
Children
free.
were-
The
Yeah.
family too, wasn't
Or
there? a
family price maybe, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, it didn't, and with the help of the sides,
Right.
most of our cost was the chicken, so. And, it went well.
Yeah. Okay, concert.
Concert, the main concert, Mr. Nick is back again for that. That'll be at the gazebo field from 5 to 7. Fireworks, we mentioned, will be at dusk up at the fairgrounds. Ice cream, we have run this as a commission and department the last couple of times. It's another thing to undertake and something for us to talk about. I think we definitely need to have ice cream there.
Right. Well, we have gotten other groups to use it as a fundraiser, correct?
Yeah, at other times, we've done that too.
Any ideas who'd be interested? In the past,
Do you want to give it away, or do you want to keep it Parks and Rec, depending on, I don't know, the level of?
I think if we could
Help.
manage it, it would be good to have it, not only to keep the money with us for an event that we're gonna be paying all the bills on,
Right.
but also to shake some hands and kiss some babies at the end of our, almost the end of our event for the whole day and everything as well.
And nobody's come to you about wanting to do it, right?
Not yet,
Yeah.
no.
So we could get enough people to do it, I just,
I think what we've done the last couple of times is we sort of had a clean up at the gazebo crew and
Yeah.
right,
ice cream crew, and
Yeah.
that made a big difference, 'cause I remember one year we were
scrambling, yes, yeah, you gotta have
firing
that.
chicken off and
Yeah.
running it up there.
but I think the. year
There was a
before-
line before we even set up.
Yeah,
One year.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
some people expect it.
The bowls were misplaced or something. Spoons of the bowls or something.
And do we have water there too? Because I remember that
Have
at the ice cream, did we sell water there?
bottles of water. I'm not sure if we did for that.
That's
No.
probably a good thing to,
No, we've done that for like tailgate and stuff, but, yeah, I can put that down.
Especially if it's really hot, yeah.
All right, so then our plan would be to definitely have ice cream, probably run ourselves, if we just figure out again how.
Yeah, unless
Then
somebody
we'll
wants,
be
comes
spread.
forward that
Yeah.
wants to do it,
Mhm.
we can see.
Not a bad thing to spread it around too. I mean,
Less work.
less work for one and, just pull the community in.
The parade, Mark Tibbetts has agreed to run that again. So I've been talking.
Last one, right?
Yep, him about that. Cornhole is all the rage these days, and so I actually been talking with Phil Parker. If people who don't know Phil, he is sort of Mr. Cornhole in town. He not only is a playing enthusiast, but he also makes cornhole boards.
Yeah.
And so he's interested in helping. It would have to be the early part of the day, which I think is fine. And he fired off a bunch of questions to me, and we're gonna get together and kind of sort through that and see what.
So you think you're doing a tournament type of thing, or just having it available?
I think a low-key tournament type of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. But again, we'll meet and go from there. Baseball, I talked to Dwight Barnes. He would be interested in helping spearhead that. He has all the contacts who played last year, and they had a good time. And this year, they would use the school field, just because it's, again, ready to go. It's a regulation field, and there's a lot of work to create the
School
field.
field regulation?
Yep.
It's 90 feet?
Mhm.
Wow. Do you know how long? If you haven't played in that.
Real long. Ernie, I had to have surgery for trying to run 60 feet high. I know how far 90 feet
Yeah,
is.
me too.
That's right. It took both of us out last year.
How many feet did you make, Ernie?
He was
Round
almost
third
home.
base.
Yeah, he was almost home. Almost. Then I also put in the pan toss, which was another fun, easy event last year, and it'd be nice to
Oh, yeah, that's,
hang in there with the goodwill and everything that was created with the 250 and some of those events, and try to keep some of that going.
you have, the other question to that is the pants, is it bring your own, or? is
No,
there
we
a
provided the
standard?
pans.
Oh, we did,
We
oh.
broke one,
Regulation.
the competition,
Yeah.
but, yeah, we provided them.
I broke one.
Katie, you wanna look
Yeah,
up
the
on
handle
Amazon, how
broke.
much the
Yeah.
hands?
Bounced pretty
Are they
hard.
cast iron?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cast
I'm
iron.
sure
Like a
there's gotta be a
pro.
Yeah,
regulation.
one handle broke.
The handle broke off.
Deerfields.
Those pans were flying.
Hey, that's an event. You need
I
to
think
have
I still
that.
have one in the van, one of the
Practice
pans,
at
'cause
home.
one was a prize. One of the pans was a prize,
Right.
and then we broke one, and,
Broken one should be a prize.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
you
true.
get both pieces.
No, they have bro-
Martial arts would just be a display by our martial arts instructor, Phil. He's already on board for whatever we want him to do with that. Exercise with Jody, I thought some type of exercise thing with Jody, or perhaps a warm-up for the racers, and she's willing to do whatever with us. I know Maggie's done some stuff with that in the past as well, but, so either way, or they both could be involved with something as well. The dancers are the toddler dancers, Amy's class, and they always do, they do like kind of a week-long camp leading up to Old Home Day, and then they do
Oh,
their,
neat.
yeah,
So it's
little
like
show at the-
presentation, yeah.
yeah, at the
Oh, cool.
gazebo, and then they jump in they do a Rosie Ruiz at the parade, they jump in right at the end, and come across. How's that for a 70s reference? Yeah.
Beats the snail darter.
The dunk tank has a few question marks beside it. Looking for people's thoughts on that. Again, I mean, people generally like it. We haven't done it in a couple of years. I also reached out to the Bulldogs again to see if it's something they might want to head up. They actually, the last time we had it, they
Did they do that?
oversaw it.
Yeah.
We rented it. It's one of the few things that we charge money to do, just so you have some kind of a, 3 balls for $1. And,
Control.
yeah, and then basically what we did with that was, once we paid off what we rented for it, they then took the rest of the cash for like a fundraiser for them too.
Mhm.
So it might be something like that we can do
Hmm.
again. Are they still, dunk tank still okay in everybody's mind, or?
Yeah, it doesn't take up much room. I mean, is it fire department fill it? Or
No, we
it's thinking
run
logistics.
hose off the fire
Yeah,
department.
okay.
I love the pan toss so much, I mentioned it again.
Was it male and female,
Yeah, right.
Basketball tourney, we did the last time we had Old Home Day. Pretty low-key out here, but it was nice to have something that brought in some of the older teens, and not necessarily older
Yeah.
teens, but older kids
Yeah.
who were teens and stuff, and something for them to do. And stay tuned, there's more stuff coming on the basketball situation, but, so we could put that together pretty easy. Mark said they definitely want to do the fireman's breakfast again. Evelyn is gonna talk to her people, but she sees definitely book sale type of thing again out front. Permits I have to apply for would be for parade and road race. Bingo was a pretty big hit last time we did that at the town hall. Again, a pretty easy event. All you need is your prizes ready and a collar. And hopefully Renee, if she comes to help, doesn't give away any of the cherished
Historical.
paintings of the Historical Society.
Seriously?
She thought they were prizes, historical.
It's so funny. We had out for prizes like a little, some tissues and little.
How about that musket in
Little
the
thing of
cabinet over there?
shampoo. And so I sent Renee in, she's gonna call the bingo or whatever, and she goes inside and they had the Historical Society put out these beautiful pieces of art that they were showing, and Renee came, said to everybody, "Oh, do you like these? These are the bingo prizes."
Did
And
they retrieve them?
they gasped, and they what?
Did they get them back?
Oh, we didn't actually give them out. We stopped her right there, but
Okay.
yeah, she thought they were the bingo prizes. Tennis, anyone? Yeah, it doesn't hurt to put it out there and again, have something.
How did it go over the last?
A little quiet, but
Did we get anybody?
Yeah. A little quiet.
okay. Someone's quiet.
I wasn't,
Okay.
I wasn't sure, but the good side of that question is it certainly wasn't a stressor on us to staff or, we don't even know if anybody showed.
Let's take it off the list.
Take it off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you want tennis?
No, we're spreading ourselves pretty thin.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, but it was an easy thing to keep on the list because
All right.
we didn't have
Because
to
it
do
didn't
much.
stress last time.
Yeah,
So
we,
just
like, in
had
other words,
stuff-
if we're running the basketball tournament here, and then
Yeah.
we also provide for tennis stuff, you know, it doesn't have to be a tournament or anything like that, just, people are gonna be getting together for tennis at this time, or however they do it, but it's very easy to do. And there's another reason, too, that we wanna do it, but, face painting, we can, again, look into groups and stuff that wanna do
Yeah.
that. The Girl Scouts have helped with that and stuff, it wasn't a professional that we brought in, just people who were willing to help with that. I mentioned outside vendors, because I always start getting the calls, and I just want to put that out there. I don't know what exactly it would be, or whatever, but, or we put the kibosh on the whole.
What kind
As we
of, what
usually-
kind
Yeah,
do you get
for
that
example.
call you? Kind
People who, food,
of Fried dough? kind of
yeah,
thing?
yeah, that kind of stuff, or they see the parade, or maybe something that, you know, they show up at parades and do their trinkets and things like that.
It's not an election year, so we'll be politicians.
Be the lower on that end of it. But if we want to keep with the company line of we don't do outside vendors for
wouldn't.
home day,
I
that's.
think we're good with that.
Yep. Karaoke and music is something we can definitely set up and do. I mean, there's work to that, but we can do that with our people and our equipment pretty easy. I threw trails down as something a little bit different. If maybe we could incorporate something with the trails this year. You know, we have all these trails and stuff, and kind of a way of getting it out there, and maybe even working with the Jim Daly or whoever.
Trails
and
Club.
The Trails Club, and seeing if there's something they'd like to do or offer.
Trails like a hike, yeah.
Yeah.
Offer like a family hike.
Mhm.
Maybe hiking,
Yeah.
Mm.
some local.
There's one right off of Bicentennial Field. You go right out.
Right out behind, I've never been on that one.
Behind the ball field?
Behind the
Yeah, I've
ball
never
field.
done
Used to
that
go all
either.
the way out to Candia Road. Used to ride horse.
It goes through to Candia Road, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Where's it
know
come out?
how grown. Used to come out down, south of the Matthews, between the Matthews and, the Terrians. They used to be horse rides through there.
Yeah.
But
Nice in there. Yeah, that's a
Check
good
it
idea.
out.
We can do something.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Something.
field, maybe Deerfield Trails will get involved with that.
Right.
Do something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was hoping, yeah, something like that. I put fishing, again, very loose concept, but I don't know if that's piques anybody's interest, or whether there's enough going on, there's not the day for it, because it.
Yeah.
It's more of a-
All right, you didn't take tennis off, so let's take fishing off.
I'll take fishing off. The bike race. Again, we have some people in this room who are bike racing enthusiasts. Right?
Yeah, well, I don't know, I think it kind of died. I've, throw it out there, but I mean, twosies, threesies.
Were you talking
I mean, a
about
couple
adult-
years, there were a few
Adult
adult
ride
or
or kid?
kid race, but
And then we did it up at the fairgrounds too.
or kid, actually, the younger kids, right, bike races, yeah, the fairgrounds, yeah, the adults, it's pretty
We had a
minimal.
hard time getting the last couple of years.
Yeah, wasn't there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and as you mentioned, I was usually at the adults race, so, but the kids
The
race.
kids was always a
it's only
good
better
turnout.
to
You
but
might
the-
have a group fresh off the triathlon, you might have some
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
have been
Yeah.
turned on.
That's true. When is the triathlon again?
The last weekend in July.
The last
29th?
week in July?
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe.
Which one is that?
They're right here, they're doing one at VZ,
It's the first time,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
the PTO.
Oh, wow.
VZ Park
It's
to
half a triathlon.
A sprint, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
so
little-
whatever you call
the
it.
sprint,
Yeah.
yeah.
What, a half marathon and a half?
No, it's a
5K.
sprint, so it's like a quarter-mile swim, what's a bike, 10 miles and a 5K.
15, yeah.
Yeah, 15 bike, 10. something.
Bike from VZ Park up to the school, I forget how they go, but do that. And
They're all
then
center
then
around.
they'll do the 5K that they do at the Turkey Trot, right?
So are we saying,
Yeah, your nay on the bike race.
Yeah,
Again,
probably
it's,
nay.
has-
You'd be competing with a 5K road race, probably.
yeah, and it is
Same
all one
audience.
day, so.
Yeah.
And-
Scratch.
And they do have their sprint a couple weeks before that, so. And put down horseshoes, which again is something that could be as casual as who wants to. I know that can get kind of competitive. It has had history in the past of getting a little bit competitive, so I probably want to just maybe offer it as an activity as opposed to a.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
something to do.
attorney, yeah. Because
Have that
is
available.
there still a pit? Or the,
Yeah, we would
Remnants?
just, the area is there, we would just put some more sand down and
Yeah.
stuff and do it that way. Which we could easily do, but.
Do it in the barbecue pit before we barbecue.
actually, to mention that, we need to check the barbecue pit.
Put it
I
back
mean, it
together.
hasn't been used in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'll take that action.
Okay, great. Any other, anything missing, any suggestions, anything else people would like to add?
I'm just curious, like, how do the events break down, between the fairgrounds and gazebo?
As this stands now, and in my mind, there is nothing at the fairgrounds except for
Fireworks.
the fireworks and the ice cream.
Okay.
So it's between gazebo and the baseball's up at the school.
And basketball here, and if you did a trail walk.
Right, some stuff here.
Yeah,
Yes, that's pretty
basically all in,
Yep.
in town, in the center.
And that's kind of a good way of looking at it, that if we did something with the trails and we have something here, there is a, up at the school, it is spread out a little bit through the community
Mhm.
before we sort of all make our way to the gazebo from the
Yep.
parade on,
Yep.
and then up to the fairgrounds.
I'll go see if I can walk that one behind Bicentennial, see how bad it is, or, it needs to be.
What I'd like to do is get a definite schedule and everything out by the early part of July.
Mhm.
So in the next several weeks, we kind of formalize whatever we have to formalize with this and get that out.
You're gonna try to get a hold of the Deerfield Trails Club and just see if they're interested in helping organize that.
Yeah, if it's sponsored, give them visibility, that sort of thing. Not that it has to be Bicentennial, I guess, but that would be kind of cool. Yeah, how long is that, do you know?
That's
It's
very
a
short.
Couple miles, maybe, out and back.
Down and back?
No?
That'd be all right.
No, we could look at the map. They have the map posted on the,
Yeah.
on the Facebook page, but,
Yeah.
you know, it's only going across from
Yeah.
here to Candia Road.
It's a pretty straight
So-
shot.
It goes a little bit on an angle.
But it could- yeah, you can go down, there's a pond in there.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's, it's, behind Bob Averill's house is a
Yeah, we
marsh
can,
area.
is that something, could we use the van to take people like to, like, the Doused Cade or somewhere if they wanted to, you know, if you got a group of people that wanted to go try one, or,
Yeah.
you know, however we could work that.
Yeah, if you wanna do that, we can do that.
I mean, I don't, and they may rather drive themselves, but I'm just thinking, if you had a group of people, could take them out there.
Right, the van would be nice.
Yeah,
It's always hard parking at those places,
right,
too.
well, that's it, yeah.
And, you know, getting people
You
together,
don't wanna
that's what it's
have
all about,
5 or
right?
6 cars if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good on Old Home Day? For now?
Oh, yeah.
Joe Stone Scholarship.
No, tonight's the night, so the two winners will be announced
Is tonight Concord's,
as we speak right now, probably. What I was thinking, Joe, maybe it'd be worth checking in with Connie now and see when she's leaving for the lake, when and if she is. And if we got some dates from her that she's around, then I can reach out to the two winners, maybe the end of the week, and just say, hey, this is what we want to do, get a picture, do these dates work, before everybody goes off for the summer. And I think, because last year, we were chasing them down till they went off to college.
Right.
Hmm.
You know.
Yes.
I mean, I can call Connie if you'd like, if take that off you, if you want me to call.
I can do that, that's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
And then just let me know what her dates are, and then I'll touch base with the,
Yeah. And, would you want that to be a check presentation as well, or just them posing with their, or?
it can be if you have it, and it doesn't have to be. They can just still come and get it from you whenever.
Okay.
I mean, I think we tried to do that the first year, and then after that, we just,
just to get a picture,
get a
right?
picture with her.
Yeah, I can submit that as soon as tomorrow if you wanna do that. And just,
Well, it might help get them there. You want your check, come meet with Connie.
Little
Encouragement.
incentive.
Encouragement.
and so I think I could just submit that in the forms, but can you just, after tonight, send me the
names,
names?
again, yeah.
And then, yeah, then they will be aware, obviously, and we'll contact them for photo ops.
Are we gonna try to do, some kind of fundraiser for the fund? We talked about trying to do the coffee house again if it was available, but.
Coffee house and, I've been talking about possibility of a Hall of Fame. We haven't done that in, how many years?
Yeah, 2011, I wanna say. I did mark that on my sheet on other things, but if you wanna jump to that now as part of this discussion.
Well, just this possibility. I mean, I think, I don't know historically, but I know in the past you've mentioned the Sunday before the Super Bowl.
The last Sunday in
Nice spot
January,
for it.
yes. Yeah. That's where all our stuff
So
defaults to.
in terms of a concept, I guess, it's probably worth talking about now, but, I don't know, if we could get the coffee, this would be great too. Wouldn't be a bad idea for two events to try to, increase the funds in that, bucket, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think we can even do other events as we need to, even a
I was thinking of-
adult dance or something.
That's what I was gonna say,
Yeah,
one of your
at the-
adult
You
dances
know,
would-
the Legion Hall's back now and stuff, and we could do things like that, and,
That seems to not take up as much resources and
Energy to get.
energy and,
It was worthwhile.
the dances, they seem to.
I was
draw-
exhausted the other day, I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, okay.
That's you, Joe.
I was dancing too much.
Well, yeah, that's,
But, yeah, no, those are easy for us to do, and we would do it all with our own stuff. So we would just ask the Legion to do the best they could for us in the name of the Joe Stone Scholarship, and, yeah, so that's an easy event for us to do. And the same thing with this, if we if we at least entrench a date, and it's, you know, it's pretty far out now, we can talk to the Legion, get that date set with them, and start to communicate that to the community, that start
Right, this
thinking
is
about
kind
it.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
Get nominees, that sort of thing.
Okay, keep that on the burner.
Yeah, it's, well, if you think about it, it's only 7 months.
We could get through Old Home Day first.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, tennis and basketball court updates?
Well, one of the things that's so great about talking about a tennis and basketball event at Old Home Day is that we are going to resurface. I was at the selectmen meeting last night, and they agreed to have Advantage Tennis come in and do it again. We actually put out to other companies as well to try to satisfy the bidding process, and it's just very difficult for some companies to reply to municipalities and that are far away, and there's no, and in this case, you know, Ray, who's, we've worked with forever, who did the original both tennis court and basketball court, and has done all the times that we've done touch-ups and everything with it. You know, we got a hold of him, and his company's in Vermont. He was here 2 days later, and I had a whole price laid out and everything the next morning. And so just to get other companies to get here and look everything over and come up with a price and send it, next thing you know, it's October.
Right.
By the time we're getting the work done. So they agreed to do that, and it's gonna be a little over $6,000 to get everything done.
Both
for-
courts?
For all the courts, and even the hopscotch and the Foursquare, and redo that and everything.
Will he reline the tennis court?
Yep.
Is that relined?
Yeah, it'll be completely repainted, yeah.
Well, a quick note on that, will they also have the pickleball?
They can.
That was something I was gonna bring up. Someone, I bumped into Don Mason, the other day, and we were talking about softball, but I guess they bought a place in Florida, and he's playing pickleball down there. And I said,
Yeah.
I heard it's a blast. I've never played, and I know Walt was gonna, but I was wondering if we could revisit that, maybe have a, come learn pickleball,
Sure.
maybe in September, you know?
We even actually briefly mentioned that last night at the selectmen meeting as
Yeah.
well, that was hot for a while, and, yeah, it's huge in Florida, and that's how
Yeah.
it came the last time. It came
Yeah.
back from Florida with
offered it all.
Well, I know Jeet said she taught it in school and
Yeah.
in PE, well, years and years ago. She goes,
Yeah.
oh, it's a blast, and the kids love it, and,
Yeah, I'll tell Ray we definitely want that repainted again with the
yeah.
pickle, with the
You wanna
pickleball.
offer that at Old
With
Home
the
Day too?
It could, I mean, there's no, it's easy enough to do.
Right.
We even have supplies for
You have
that.
the
We have,
paddles and
yeah, we have paddles, balls, and,
We have the pickleball
Court.
paddles?
Yep.
You
Who
could
knew?
put that tennis.
sounds like Julie wants to play some pickleball. She's all right. She can be our
She'll make it
pickleball liaison.
No comment.
So they should be coming, he said they're about 2 weeks out, so
Oh, nice.
probably sit here at the July meeting and talk about, it's all in.
We have nets, and
That's the plan.
the net's pretty good for the tennis court.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good, yeah.
Joe, is it, that court cracked? I haven't looked at it. At that one end, at the far end, the right side, the tennis court?
Is it,
It cracked? Is it that crack growing? I know you
um,
had someone that had some concerns, and I just was wondering.
oh, yeah, that's all, I mean, that's all part of the job they're gonna do, but it's all surface.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so,
Okay.
yeah, they'll grind that right down and take care of all that. They'll take care of, on all the courts, any spots that are holding water as well, anything like that, so, yeah, it'll be nice, and, the sealant part will have a 3-year warranty on it, and for both of them, so.
So that rolls into our other field projects.
Yeah, Nick and I were talking a little earlier too, and just, it's kind of funny how quickly things are moving. We're involved in a lot of different things, but even looking at the May minutes and then the June meeting, so I think.
Kind of brief them on it real quick?
Yeah,
Sure.
a summary of some of the stuff that's been going on the last few weeks and so forth.
So for 2017 completed projects so far, we have the online registration system, which was a huge one. We've tilled both of the baseball and softball fields at Bicentennial, so those are all even. We've had the mulch chip delivery and distribution at the playgrounds, which was a huge thing. And we've also got the AED machines that were received actually a lot sooner than anticipated, and those have all been installed too. So for ongoing things that we have for the rest of the year, we're looking into getting the tar strip removed at the baseball outfield at Bicentennial. So looking into that. Irrigation,
Getting what removed?
there's a tar strip.
Strip, like
It
a-
looks like it was left
Oh,
over from
yeah.
like
Used
the
to be
track and the
part of
field.
the
Track.
track
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
Mark Young came down there to look at that, he does think it's gonna take, because we looked at maybe we can do it without machinery, but he doesn't think so, and now we just gotta get to a point where the field is at its driest.
Right, right.
Yeah, so.
So that's a potential safety concern that we're trying to eliminate. Irrigation on the baseball and softball fields is another project that we're into looking at. We get a couple of quotes on that as
Yeah,
well.
that's actually, that's confirmed too, I should mention, with Colbath is doing the bicentennial project, yeah.
Okay. Basketball and tennis courts, we already touched on. And then we're also looking into lighting and security improvements for the baseball fields as well, with some of the things that have been going on down there too.
Yeah, I've got that. I gave Joe, I got a quick little print here if anybody's interested, but I guess there's been some issues down there, so we're thinking light with a motion detector. If you wanna pass it around. But it's, there's already actually some existing lights there. I think they're burned out. No one ever did anything with them. But I planned, with, if it's okay with John and Rick Pelletier's blessing, I'll put that in short order.
You may want to talk to John Harrington, because last night we talked about a lighting upgrade we're doing, and we're getting a 50% grant from Public Service to upgrade
Yeah, he
lights and-
actually has
and
spoken to
replace-
me about that, yeah.
These are all gonna be, they're, well, what I was gonna put in is LED spotlights. and
Yeah,
It's
these are all-
really the piping and the wiring is most of the work.
yeah.
Um,
Public Service has a program. for-
Will they install it for you?
No, but they give us money, they pay for it.
Oh,
And then-
excellent.
And then then the money, payback money is out of what you save on your energy cost. There's no money out of pocket for the town. So we're doing in several buildings in town, so maybe something we can
Yep.
tie this into it.
And I sent him your plans today as well, and we're gonna talk
Okay.
about it tomorrow, but he did mention that to me.
Yeah. You may be able to replace the existing ones only with that program, but
Well, the point is, where the existing ones, they don't do anything for the entry points, and there's no motion sensors. Where I would put one on the north and south, above 2 points of egress, and have lighting come on, with,
so these are on the front side, I mean, the
Correct,
ball
yeah.
field side.
yep, with the west side.
And that does remind me of one question, Ernie. Would we do anything for the backside?
Yeah, I was gonna have, on this side, it almost seems like that lip, if somebody could reach it, so if that's the case, I wouldn't put a light around the corner, I'd have it over here, which is maybe a little long, but, still it'd be light. Cause that slope is pretty steep right there,
Right.
and you know how the building goes into the, and that was my, concern on that side.
Looks good.
Thank you for doing that and coming down and looking at all that.
Here's a picture, you can see
right.
the two existing lights
yeah.
to the left and right of the windows.
Yep.
So using that, actually, most of the work is done. I mean, power isn't one of them. I'm just gonna pipe around and wire between the motion sensors and the lights and,
Right. And these two are added, right, on the backside?
yeah.
Yep.
As the motion sensors in. Probably should think of doing something with that at Hartford too.
Yep.
Put that in the mix.
Yeah, there any?
I don't think
lights
it's-
outside of Hartford?
I don't know.
There are lights outside, but I
But
don't think anything's motion.
probably not. And if, like I say, contact me on that, I can gin something up for that as well. And I'd like to do it before they close up the inside, too.
Yeah, a little bit easier.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that's
something
great.
to keep in mind.
Let me know when you do that if you need any help.
Sure.
Yeah, so the buildings, as Nick was saying, now we have the AEDs are all in place, the security is better. The Skycom, actually, there was something on their end that it wasn't connecting, because we had a night down there where the alarm was going off for 15 or 20 minutes, and
Oh,
wound
really?
up in 911 calls and everything else, and so we dealt with that, but then it was, how come, you know, and it wasn't connecting to them, so they came out and took care of that, and since then, I've had a couple of calls from the company. The alarm's gone off accidentally a couple of other times, so at least we know that that's functioning fully, so we're gonna improve the lighting around the building, and again, we have the AEDs, and we're gonna have security cams, and we're kind of working through that whole thing down there, so. I'm sorry if you had anything else.
No, that's
on there.
all I had.
Thank you,
Is
good update. All right, are there other field, we're all set on the field stuff? Any other items? Anybody? Motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Good job.